Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so today we're doing something, well, a little different and honestly pretty fascinating. We're going to break down a 60-second advertisement script for a service called SolarGuard. Now, you might be wondering, why analyze an ad script? Well, because in just one single minute, this piece of media perfectly captures a journey that literally thousands of homeowners go through. I'm talking about that deeply frustrating transition from an underperforming, dusty solar setup to a completely optimized, high-performing system. We're going to dissect exactly how they tell this story, why their messaging hits the nail on the head, and what it reveals about the real-world realities of solar maintenance. It's amazing how they take a, mundane chore and turn it into this compelling narrative of rescue and relief. Let's get into it. So what's really interesting here is how the script immediately hooks you. It opens with this visual of a frustrated homeowner up on his roof, just staring at these dirty solar panels, and it asks this exact question. Is your solar panel not producing the electricity you expected? It is a fantastic hook. Why? Because it instantly sets the sympathetic, almost investigative tone. It doesn't start by aggressively shoving a product in your face. Instead, it validates a very real, very common pain point. You bought into the grand promise of solar energy, you made this hefty investment, so why isn't it working the way they said it would? It completely acknowledges that feeling of disappointment right out of the gate. To answer that question, the script introduces this absolutely brilliant concept. They call it slow poison. It's such a powerful metaphor, right? The script points out that things like dust, dirt, bird droppings, and even minor technical glitches basically act as a slow poison to your system. The crucial takeaway here is that these issues don't just catastrophically break your system overnight. I mean, if a panel's shattered, you'd know immediately, for sure. But instead, these environmental factors cause a gradual, almost invisible degradation. They slowly, silently drain your system's potential, literally layer of dust by layer of dust, until one day you suddenly realize you aren't generating nearly enough power to cover your needs. And this diagnosis elegantly maps out the cause and effect that the script presents. Look at the slow poisons on one side. You've got the environmental factors, dust, dirt, bird droppings, paired with those unseen technical glitches. The ad zooms right in on these physical realities just sitting up there on the roof exposed to the elements 24/7. Then boom, it immediately cuts to the negative outcomes. Specifically, it shows a high electricity bill physically held in the homeowner's hand. It brilliantly illustrates the direct link between the physical neglect of the hardware on your roof and the financial pain hitting your wallet. It makes it crystal clear. That's not just a dirty panel up there. It is literally lost money. But right when that frustration peaks and the financial pain is firmly established, the narrative totally pivots. The tone shifts dramatically from bleak to incredibly upbeat. The script just declares, "Stop worrying," presenting SolarGuard, your solar system's personal expert. And visually, this is where the heroes of our story arrive. The SolarGuard team makes their entrance equipped with professional uniforms, specialized gear, and this deeply reassuring demeanor. I absolutely love this framing. They aren't introduced as just, casual cleaners or neighborhood handymen. No, they are framed as personal experts. They bring authority, professionalism, and most importantly, absolute relief to a really stressful situation. From there, this upbeat introduction beautifully transitions into a fast-paced action sequence. The ad uses a quick visual montage, which basically translates into a rigorous, clearly defined methodology. So how exactly do these personal experts treat the system? Well, step one is professional cleaning, literally scrubbing away that physical slow poison we talked about earlier. Step two, and this is where it gets really cool, is a thermal imaging checkup. This elevates the service from simple window washing to advanced diagnostics. They're finding electrical hotspots and hidden inefficiencies that you just can't possibly see with the naked eye. And then step three is wiring maintenance, making sure the technical backbone is entirely sound. The viewer learns exactly what they're paying for, totally removing any mystery or doubt from the whole process. Now, the specific language they use to sell this process relies on what I call the health check approach. The voiceover promises regular health checkups alongside expert maintenance for maximum energy and zero tension. Using a medical analogy like health checkups is a very deliberate and honestly a super smart psychological choice. It frames the SolarGuard AMC, the annual maintenance contract, not as some luxury or a one-off weekend chore, but as essential, ongoing preventative care. Think about it. Just like you wouldn't skip going to the doctor to maintain your body or, avoid taking your car in for an oil change, the narrative reminds us that you really shouldn't skip maintaining your major solar investment if you actually want it to survive. Which brings us to the payoff. We can visually map out the core transformation at the heart of this entire 60-second narrative. Look at the before. We've got a frustrated owner staring at dusty panels while holding this uncomfortably high paper electricity bill. And then, look at the after. A happy owner looking at a slick, modern mobile app showing significantly lower bills while their panels just shine brilliantly in the background. It is such a stark, immediate, and highly relatable contrast. You can practically feel the tension just leave the homeowner's shoulders. The script isn't just selling panel maintenance here. It's visualizing this massive emotional transition from financial anxiety to absolute peace of mind.
And what I really appreciate about the resolution of this script is that it looks well beyond just the immediate present. The voiceover states that with SolarGuard, your solar system runs smoothly for years, and your savings become truly unmatched. It really emphasizes to the viewer that this isn't merely about having a shiny panel today just to impress the neighbors, right? It's about guaranteed longevity. It's about protecting the lifespan of this really expensive hardware so that the financial savings actually compound over time, exactly as they were originally intended to. It totally shifts the viewer's mindset from a short-term fix to long-term durability and a continuous return on investment.
Finally, the ad leaves us with this absolutely incredible closing line. Because you have a right to sunlight. Wow, what a powerful, provocative thought to end on. It takes solar power and elevates it from a mere home appliance to an actual fundamental right. It strongly implies that by letting your panels get dirty and inefficient, you're passively allowing yourself to be robbed of something that inherently belongs to you. It really makes you wonder, if a simple 60-second ad can so effectively reframe how we view our energy, what other slow poisons in our lives are quietly draining our potential, just waiting for a proper health check? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.